The scene opens with young Cameron Cade eagerly watching a football game on television with his family. His favorite team, the San Antonio Saviors, is playing, led by their star quarterback and Cam's idol, Isaiah White. As the game reaches its final stage, everyone watches in suspense. The Saviors finally win, but the victory turns bittersweet when Isaiah suffers a leg injury that could threaten his career. Cam looks heartbroken, but his father tells him that's what real men do. They sacrifice. He encourages Cam to achieve that same kind of greatness in his own life. 14 years later, Isaiah is still the best quarterback in the league, winning 8 championships despite his old injury. But now, talk begins to spread. Will he retire soon, and who will replace him? Meanwhile, Cam has risen to become one of the best quarterbacks in football, the one everyone believes could carry Isaiah's legacy. His family supports him proudly, though his father has passed away. After a state game, Cam visits his hometown, and during an interview, he says, "My family means everything to me." Cam was practicing football on his high school field, preparing for the upcoming combine. His coach stopped by and told him to lock up the gate before heading home. As Cam went to pick up a stray ball, a mysterious figure wearing a mascot costume appeared out of nowhere and struck him on the head from behind. Later, at the hospital, the doctor warned him not to play football again. Another injury like that could end his career for good. After the attack, Cam's future became uncertain because of his injury. As he walked inside, reporters crowded around him, shouting questions about what had happened and whether he'd still be able to play. Cam was scared. His dream career might be over before it even started. He had an interview scheduled, so his brother suggested he get a haircut to look sharp on camera. His brother and friends tried to cheer him up, while his phone kept buzzing with messages about the incident. Meanwhile, his mother tried to convince him not to play. The argument got heated, and in the chaos, his brother accidentally pulled out one of his stitches. Furious and overwhelmed, Cam shouted that football was his entire life. Nothing would stop him from playing again. He stormed out, skipping the interview, while his agent Tom spoke to the press instead, claiming the injury was minor and there was nothing to worry about. That night, Cam tries to relax at a party, but things quickly go downhill. He argues with friends and walks off to his room. Then, he receives a call from Tom. Isaiah White himself wants to personally train him for a week. Shocked and honored, Cam hesitates for a moment, but finally agrees. His brother and girlfriend celebrate the news with him. Cam is driven to a remote desert facility, where he's encountered the strange crowd of Isaiah's fans. One woman spits on his car, shouting, "We don't want you, we want Isaiah!" Inside the compound, Cam wandered through displays filled with Isaiah's trophies, jewelry, and medals. Eventually, he reached a strange hunting room, where he found Isaiah waiting. Awkwardly, Cam said, "I didn't know you were into hunting." Isaiah smiled and laid out the rules and asked Cam to hand over his phone. "No phones," he said, "just football. And have fun." The next morning, Cam begins his training with Isaiah. After the workout, Isaiah introduces him to Marco, a physiotherapist who assists with physical assessments. They ask Cam to remove his shirt for a checkup. He hesitates, feeling a little out of place, but Isaiah laughs it off and starts teasing him. After that, they take measurements and run several tests. Later, Cam meets Isaiah's wife, Elise, who greets him warmly and tells him to have fun. While sitting in an ice bath, Cam notices Isaiah drawing his own blood. Curious, he asks why. Isaiah says, saving it for rainy days, implying he uses it to boost his performance when he's exhausted. Later, Marco gave Cam an injection, telling him it would help. Almost immediately, Cam felt stronger and more awake, as if his whole body was ready for the hard training ahead. The next morning, Cam wakes up to cold water splashing on his face. He and Isaiah head out to the desert for training. The sun is blazing, and the heat is unbearable. Cam pushes himself until he vomits blood and collapses. As he lies on the ground, he starts hallucinating a mascot man striking him again. During a later training session, Cam notices a group of men entering the field. Isaiah casually explains they're free agents brought in for a simple catching test. Then, he calls for one volunteer to step forward. The drill starts off like a regular passing test. Cam has 2 minutes to make perfect throws. But then Isaiah adds a dark twist. Every missed catch means a brutal hit to the volunteer. As the drill goes on, the hits get rougher, and Cam tries harder to stay focused and not miss. When the drill ends, Cam walks over to check on the volunteer. Even though he's bruised, the man laughs and says he's honored to be there. Cam is later put into a strange chamber as part of his training, triggering even more hallucinations. In another practice match, Isaiah pushes him to go harder, taunting him, "What would you sacrifice for success?" Cam, panting and furious, shouts, "Everything!" Fueled by adrenaline, he headbutts another player, injuring him badly. Isaiah doesn't scold him. Instead, he hugs him and says he's proud. But that night, Cam's hallucinations get worse, suffocating visions of reporters and flashing cameras. He calls his mother, remembering too late that it's her birthday. As he apologizes, Marco bursts in, shouting. After Cam hangs up, Marco warns him, "You're a great player, but don't sacrifice your life for this game." Later, in the sauna, Isaiah talks about his glory days as a quarterback and tells Cam not to be like him, but to be greater. When Isaiah leaves, Cam lies back to rest, only to be attacked by a crazed woman, one of Isaiah's fans. Instinctively, he fights back and chokes her until she stops moving. Terrified, he sees Isaiah standing nearby, watching. When the woman suddenly wakes again and attacks Cam, Isaiah steps in and kills her, laughing like a maniac. Cam realizes something is deeply wrong. Cam couldn't stop thinking about what happened. He finally confided in Elise about the strange attack. She admitted it was unusual and said things like that didn't normally happen. Then Elise invited him to a party to take his mind off it. He hesitated, but went. At morning, he woke up to find Isaiah sitting with a gun in hand, accusing him of sleeping with his wife. Cam denied it, saying it was just some other girl. Isaiah burst out laughing and let it go. Isaiah told Cam to forget about practice and took him out to the desert for shooting practice. When Cam brought up the woman who attacked him, Isaiah shrugged it off like it was nothing and said that killers shouldn't care. After that, they went to the house where Isaiah, his wife Elise, and Cam were having an interview and photo shoot. Cam got emotional talking about his late dad. Later, Elise invited him to a party to meet the Savior's owner. They went to a bar where Marco suddenly showed up and told Cam to run, but he ignored him. Cam met the team owner and started drinking. After a while, he began to feel dizzy, but still enjoyed the party. Then he found Marco's severed head right before passing out. It was Elise who did it. When Cam woke up, he saw that Isaiah's blood had been given to him. His body was weak, but he crawled toward the syringe Marco had left, which had "run" written on it. Struggling, he managed to inject himself and quickly regained his strength. He then found Isaiah in a room where Isaiah explained the true purpose of the training. It was part of a bizarre ritual cult that injected the blood of the previous owner into the new player. Isaiah refused to quit, saying only one of them could survive, and that person would be the real GOAT. They started fighting. At one point, Cam grabbed a helmet and repeatedly beat Isaiah until he died. Cam then went through a tunnel and saw the Savior's team along with Elise and Tom. He also saw a photo of himself with the Savior's owner and his dad, realizing the plan had been in motion for a long time. They asked him to sign a contract, but Cam refused. The Savior's owner threatened to kill his family, yet Cam still refused to sacrifice himself. Suddenly, a masked man tried to attack him. Cam quickly grabbed a nearby weapon and fought back, attacking the masked man and then everyone around him. Elise tried to intervene, but Cam threw a knife at her and continued rampaging, killing everyone on the field without any mercy, then walks out proudly.